When was a time you felt betrayed? Last month I went through my I feel cheated moment. I was married about 3 years ago. My husband has his job in other city and I live at our native place. We were not living together since last 2.5 years as my husband thought that it won't be safe for me and our infant to live with him when he is busy in office or at official tours. So he visits us at weekends. Meanwhile, I got pregnant with our second child. After delivery, when he was here, I found out that he is having a very close female friend. I saw his text messages and realized it was more than friendship. Here I am, taking care of his kids, dealing with the loneliness since so long, and this man, he was two-timing me. When I inquired him, he says she is just a close friend and nothing else. I don't know what to do. I had loved him too much to leave him, but I feel cheated. My sister told my mom that I farted. She actually farted. When Netflix canceled Mindhunters, I had a friend staying over at my place. At one point, I was sitting in the living room while she was with my sister in the kitchen. They didn't know I was there, but I could hear their voices quite clearly. They were talking shit about me and I was listening to every word. It felt like a knife being slowly twisted in my stomach. When my mom said, "Come here, I promise I won't beat you." When my ex cheated on me. When my family stole money from me. Then blamed me for what happened. Or were just super dismissive about it. My dog was scratching on my door while I was doing a monkey wank, so my mom opened the door cause of all the scratching and caught me on my chair in a monkey stance with my penis in hand. I will never trust me dog again. Don't tell anyone I asked about so-and-so took 5 minutes. My boss did not renew my contract on the reasoning that he couldn't afford to give me a permanent contract which would have involved stable hours and a pension, but promised that, if I wanted to return after 3 months, when a new series of contracts could be started, he would take me back. Of course, he didn't. Worst thing is, I could have known he would do this, because he was a notorious selfish asshole who often made huge promises without delivering on them. I'm not sure if this is the right answer, but I felt betrayed when I found out my parents were divorced and I was the only one who didn't know. I was 15 at the time and I was very close to my dad. I had no idea he was living with another woman. I didn't find out until I went to visit him one day and she answered the door. My mom got scammed out of a sizable amount of money. We lived separately at the time. I bought a house to look after her. Growing up, we moved every year until I was 10. Then we found a stable place to live for my family and spent the rest of my childhood there. Kids were mean. It may have been racially motivated. I was miserable and in a deep depression throughout all of my adolescence due to getting picked on and always getting into fights to defend myself. Anytime I bring it up to my mom, she gets evasive and defensive. She blew up at me and told me to just get over it, and I was being pathetic. Something about her wording seemed off. So I confronted my sister about it, and she admitted that she was helping my mom argue against, even down to the words, it was only the 3 of us growing up. My dad wasn't around much, so I took responsibility as man of the house at a young age. I cooked and cleaned to support my family all the way through high school. Everything I did before college was for my family. The fact that they could both turn against me is absolutely gutting. I've never felt this kind of betrayal before in my life, and it's shaken me to my core. Currently in lots of therapy. When my cousin got drunk and decided to strip naked before sleeping in the room, he slept thoroughly and woke up naked and walked around the house while forgetting that my daughter 6 and my helper 31 were at home. He started wanking in front of them. When I called him out for it, he just ran away. When questioned, he used drunkenness as an excuse and failed to even make the effort to apologize. Lodge a police report and haven't spoken since. I had a close group of friends in my first year of university. We were all different majors, but we always dined together and went out on weekends together. One night around dinner time, I called them to find out where they were. They refused to tell me and I heard them laughing in the background. I never saw them as a group again. Only one of them would even talk to me after that. When I asked him why I was being ostracized, he said I had done nothing to deserve it, but wouldn't elaborate. I got dropped very quickly once my closest friends discovered coke. Once they found out that I didn't approve of the stuff, I went from hanging out 3 times a week to shitty excuses as to how they are too busy. I mean, some of these excuses were so weak, but the pull to do some blow until the sun comes up was stronger. It pretty much took one crazy fight where someone pulled a knife on the other, along with the fear of the rise of fentanyl. Most ended up quitting, thankfully. I ended up back with the friends I wanted. A couple are still lost in the bag, and one of them crossed a big boundary with me, and there is still major damage. My friends made a dating site account to match me and then pretend there's somebody else. We talked for a whole day. As a foreign student having problems immigrating, I let a local friend move in because he was tight on money. Then he was taken in by the anti-immigration rhetoric and completely ignored the blatant fact that I was one. got my best friend at the time a job at my workplace. Swanky startup, so extremely fast-paced, Wild West type workplace. Friend was an entitled, lazy for always pining about the fact that he wouldn't ever make it to my position on the team. I was a SR and eventually a manager in all but title. As a friend you tend to overlook those kinds of things. Had a new director join the team, and because he director was gay and found my friend attractive, decides to take him under his wing. Dumb-ass director thought it to be a great idea to put my friend directly under me as a subordinate. Friend proceeds to be insubordinate and essentially conspired with the director, and I was fired for poor behavior. Dude I was close friends with invited me and another guy out for drinks, then tried to get the second guy to ditch me there with the bill. The other guy and I split it and ditched the guy in that town drunk and alone while we went home, and I never spoke to him again. When my old friends were bored and start talking in front of me about my introvert personality and make assumptions, I thought they accepted me.